Today, I want us to walk through the two-part journey into something you use every single day but rarely think about: your web browser. In the entire tech world, browser is probably the most underrated piece of software. Still, you can't use the internet without it. Browsers aren't just tools anymore, they've become battlegrounds. And these battles, they have completely transformed how we as marketers reach people. So grab your coffee, settle in, and let's time travel to where it all began. In the early days of the internet, way back in the 1990s, it was new, exciting, and honestly kind of clunky. Most people were trying to figure out what this whole World Wide Web thing was. And if you wanted to explore it, you needed a browser. Netscape Navigator was the first major player in this space. At one point in time, it dominated the browser market with 80% share. Then Microsoft showed up with Internet Explorer, or IE as it was called, and they had a trick up their sleeve that nobody saw coming. They bundled it directly into their Windows OS. This wasn't just smart business. It was the first major lesson in digital distribution that marketers are still using today. The brilliance wasn't in making a better product initially, it was in understanding that controlling the entry point, the thing people use to access everything else, gives you incredible power over what they see and how they see it. By the early 2000s, I was everywhere, and Microsoft had main seat at the table responsible for creating the new web standards. IE, or rather Microsoft, came out as the winner of the first browser war, or so they thought. In 2008, Google released Chrome. At first, people ignored it. IE works fine, Firefox exists. Why change the apple cart, right? But Google had been watching. They had been taking notes, and Chrome came out fast, blazingly fast compared to everything else. It was clean, simple, and it just worked better. Within a few years, Google started eating up market share. By 2012, it overtook IE, and it didn't just win, it dominated. Today, Chrome holds around 65% of the browser market globally. The interesting thing is that the other browsers didn't just disappear. Firefox hung in there with its privacy focused users. Safari continued to gain ground as part of the Apple ecosystem. Even IE, which is now Edge, kept chugging along. The success of Chrome even led Google to try something even more ambitious. They created an entire OS built around Chrome browser designed for simple web based computing. It found a niche. You've probably seen Chromebooks in schools, but it never became the revolution Google hoped for. It worked for specific use cases, but it wasn't going to replace Windows or Mac. Still, by this time, there was enough browser diversity with Google Chrome as the dominant leader. By 2010s, Internet had matured as a reliable communication infra thanks to faster bandwidth and rise of smartphones and tablets. Social media platforms were the in thing on the internet. Browsers had also quietly begun to stop being just tools for internet access and offered all kinds of personalizations and customizations to the users. They started to reflect their digital personality and lifestyle. Chrome users inclined to be practical, efficiency focused, and deeply integrated into the Google's ecosystem. They were often early adopters who value speed and reliability over customization. Firefox users, they were often more privacy conscious, valued open source principles, and tended to be more skeptical of big tech companies. They were okay with sacrificing some convenience for more control. Safari users were typically in Apple's ecosystem. They valued design, simplicity, and seamless integration across their devices. They were often willing to pay premium prices for premium experiences. Edge users, well, edge users were often in corporate environments or were incredibly practical people who just use what was already installed. Brave users were all about blocking ads and protecting their data from the start. The way these browsers evolved over the years have effectively managed to reflect these personality and lifestyle types even today to a large degree. For marketers, this browser data became incredibly valuable. It wasn't just about what people were looking at, it was about understanding their values, their technical sophistication, and their relationship with technology itself. In an indirect way, browsers also became cultural indicators. Gradually, browsers started packing in features, and I'm not even talking about AI yet. We are saving that for the next episode. I'm talking about extensions and add ons that let you customize everything. Password managers built in VPNs in some browsers, tab grouping and organization tools, reading modes, screenshot tools, translation features, coupon finders, privacy blockers. Each browser became a little ecosystem, and users started picking the one that matched their lifestyle and values. These browser features created opportunities we never had before. One of the most important things that they offered were cookies. These tiny files that browsers store became the foundation of modern digital marketing. They let marketers track user behavior across sessions, remember preferences, and build detailed profiles of interests and behaviors. Now they are frowned upon, but cookies played a very important role in enhancing user experience and making the web what it is today. Then came browser geolocation. Suddenly, marketers could serve location specific content, find nearby stores, and create hyper local campaigns. A pizza shop could advertise only to people within delivery range. A retailer could promote store events only to people in that city. Advanced CSS and JavaScript capabilities meant marketers could create highly interactive experiences, beautiful websites, product configurators, and interactive storytelling. All of this became possible as browsers became more sophisticated. Built in tools like reading modes, sidebars, and developer tools changed how content could be consumed and what kind of content performs better. A long form piece might do well for users who use reader modes, and short, punchy formats work for casual browsers. Tab and workspace features in browsers let people organize tabs and workspaces. Obviously, they provided marketers with necessary data on user intent so that they could tailor creative to that context. Browser sync features, where your bookmarks, history, and preferences follow you across devices, gave marketers insight into multi device user journeys. They could start to understand how someone might research on mobile, compare on desktop, and purchase on tablet. Combined with profiles and sign in features, we could track that path to understand behavior better. This helped brands deliver consistently across devices. Extensions and plugins created entirely new categories of marketing tools. Shopping assistant extensions let price comparison happen in real time. They became partnerships, affiliate opportunities, and ways to reach people right at the moment of purchase decision. Ad blockers forced marketers to create better, less intrusive content. Productivity extensions created new touch points for B2B marketing. These features made browsers a reflection of personality and lifestyle, giving marketers a new lens for understanding audiences. If someone is using Brave with ad blockers enabled, it tells you that the person values privacy and control. You're not going to reach them with banner ads, but maybe a privacy respecting newsletter or community driven content would resonate. Someone with 20 shopping extensions installed is price conscious and deal seeking. That's your retargeting and promotional offer audience right there. The browser someone chose and how they configured it became a signal. Not perfect, never perfect, but meaningful. And all the data that browsers collected helped platforms like Google Ads get better at targeting. Chrome's dominance meant Google had incredible insights into online behavior, which fed into their advertising machine. It also helped growth of multiple retargeting platforms like AdRoll and Taboola. So there you go. The first browser war gave us standardization. The Chrome era gave us speed and integration. And the feature explosion turned browsers into expressions of identity. For marketers, each phase opened new doors. We learned to read these signals, to meet people where they are, to respect their choices while still finding ways to connect. And today, we are standing at the edge of something bigger. Because just when we thought we understood how browsers work, how people use them, how we reach audiences through them, AI has entered the space. In the next episode, we are diving into Browser War 2, the AI revolution. We are talking about browsers that don't just show you information but understand what you're trying to do. Browsers with built in AI assistants. Browsers that fundamentally change the relationship between users and the web. And for marketers, everything we just talked about might be about to change all over again. So join me next time as we explore the cutting edge. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. Until then, I'm curious. What browser are you using right now? And what does that say about you? Think about it and share it in the comments on the social. And hey, don't forget to follow the channel.